Good morning to all of you. Welcome to Young Minds. Today we discuss about the 24th day of January 25th morning shift examination in the first session of JEE Mains. Okay. First we discuss about all the questions asked from first year concepts. The first question is an air bubble of radius 0.1 centimeter. Okay, lies at a depth of 20 centimeter below the free surface of a liquid. Suppose this is a lake. Okay, the liquid drop of radius r is equal to 0.1 centimeter, means what, 10 power minus 3 meter, isn't it? Right, which is at a depth below the free surface. How much depth it is there from free surface? 20 centimeter. That means 20 centimeter means what? 20 into 10 power minus 2, that means 0.2 meter below the free surface of a liquid. Obviously some pressure acts on it. So what is the pressure outside the free surface of liquid? P naught. This is called atmospheric pressure. Okay, when the liquid drop is inside the liquid, it exerts, that means having some pressure inside. Okay, so if the what is the density? So this is the liquid drop lies inside the water of density d is equal to 1000 kg per meter cube. 1000 kg per meter cube. If the pressure inside the bubble is 2100 Newton per meter square greater than the atmospheric pressure, that means the difference in pressure between P inside minus P atmosphere, that means called P naught. That means delta P is equal to P in minus P naught is equal to how much? 2100 Newton per meter square. This is given. Okay, then what is the surface tension of the liquid? T is equal to what? Surface tension equal to what? This is asking. You know, the difference in pressure is equal to H d into G plus 2T by R. Why? Because any body lies inside the liquid, it exerts this amount of pressure. Moreover, this is a liquid drop. Inside the liquid drop, what is the pressure in terms of surface tension? What is that? 2T by R, isn't it? That implies delta P is given. What is that? 2100 is equal to H already given. What is that? 0.2 into density. 1000 means 10 cube into G. Categorical convention, you can take G is equal to 10. Okay, plus 2T by R. R means what? 10 power minus 3. So it may have, therefore 2100 minus, this is equal to into 10 power minus 1, minus 1 plus 3, 2, that means 2000 is equal to 2T by, what is the 10 power minus 3. Therefore 2T by 10 power minus 3 is equal to what? 100, isn't it? So when 10 power minus 3 bottom result, that implies 2T is equal to 10 square into 10 power minus 3, which is equal to what? 10 power minus 1. That implies T is equal to what? 10 power minus 1 by 2. 1 by 2 means what? 0.5 into 10 power minus 1, 0.05. This is the surface tension, okay, of that, okay, of the liquid. Okay, right. Okay, second question asked based on significant digits. Okay, what is that? For an experimental expression y, what is that given? Y is equal to 32.3 into 1125 by 27.4. okay, where all the digits are significant. What happened? Where all the digits are what? Significant, then the report of the value of y we should write to see, while multiplying 32.3 into 1125, which is divided by 27.4, we get the value is 1326.186. What is that? 1326.186. To see, in this result, last 3 digits, okay, what is that? Last 3 digits are operands. Here the last 3 digits, What are the last 3 digits? These are 3, okay, are operands. What is the meaning of operands? You know, while you are calculating this value with any device, that means any instrument, it is not that much accurate. So these are expected values. So these expected values are called operands. Okay, then the result is rounding off. Then we report the result is equal to what? 1300, because here it is 1326, here not go for 50%, that's why you can go to the below that one, that's why you can write 1300, okay, or otherwise you can write 1330, no problem when you take the last 3 one. So 1330 is the correct option, okay, right. Okay, the third question, the amount of work done to break a big water drop of radius r into 27 small water drop, okay, of equal radius is 10 joule. That means you want to break a big, okay, water drop of radius r into is equal to into n number of small water drops, okay, of radius is r, which are having same radius. Okay, for that you may spend 10 joules of work. Now the work done required to break the same big drop into 64 small water drops of equal radius will be, okay, for break a big water drop into 27 small droplets, you may spend 10 joules of work. Now you can break same big water drop into 64 number of small water droplets. What amount of work is supposed to be required? This is asking. Okay, you know, from definition of surface tension, T is equal to energy or work spent per increase in unit area. Increase in what? Unit area. That implies T is equal to what? E by or delta E by A. It may be written as work done per change in area. That implies work done required, okay, is equal to what? T into surface tension into change in surface area. Okay, you know, sorry, surface area delta A, which is equal to T into, you know, the big water droplet area is area A1, small water droplet area is A2. After split this big water droplet into small water droplet of equal radius, its surface area is more, that means the area is greater. So what is that? 4 pi, okay, r square minus 4 pi capital R square. This is the required work done, okay, to rise the surface area, okay, from of n number of water droplets into big water droplet, isn't it? Now you may calculate, you know, the big radius, but you don't know the small radius. So you should calculate that value. You can use, okay, this, what is that? What is that? You know, for big water drop, okay, volume is equal to n into small water drop, isn't it? So that what happened? Its volume equal to what? 4/3 pi r cube is equal to 4/3 pi small r cube into n. You know, 4/3 pi 4/3 pi is cancelled. That implies r cube is equal to what? R cube by n. That implies r is equal to capital R by n power 1 by 3. This is the radius of each small water droplet after split this big water drop, okay, right. So we should substitute in this equation. So, the amount of work done, okay, required to split big drop into 27 number of water droplets, that means T into 4 pi r square. R is equal to what? Capital R by n power 1 by 3, that implies R by n power 1 by 3 whole square minus 4 pi r square. That implies work is equal to surface tension T into, you can take 4 pi r square is common, 4 pi r square into 1 by n power 2 by 3 minus 1. Therefore, work done is equal to T into 4 pi r square into n power 1 by 3 minus 1. This is the amount of work done required. Okay. But according to given question, here first case, for first what happened, 27 water droplets are made with help of a big water drop. For that, how much energy is spent? 10 joule. So, for 27 droplets, what is the energy, what is the work is done, what is the energy is required? 10 joule. That means 10 is equal to T into 4 pi r square into n. How many number of droplets? 27. That means 27 power 1 by 3 minus 1, which is equal to W is equal to T into 4 pi r square into 3 cube into minus 1. Okay. Therefore, okay, you get T into 4 pi r square into 3 minus 1, 2, 3 is cancel, 3 power 1, 3 minus 1, okay, right, 2. Similarly, for next what happened, 64 water droplets, that means droplets, okay, you do not know the energy, this is you want to calculate, T into 4 pi r square into 64 power 1 by 3 minus 1, isn't it, which is equal to T into 4 pi r square into 4 cube, 3 cancel, 4 minus 1 equal to what, 3. Therefore, 10 by W is equal to, okay, compare these two, 10 by W is equal to T into 4 pi r square into 2 by T into 4 pi r square into 3. This T, this whole cancel, that implies this 3 brought into this side, 30 by W is equal to what, 2, that implies W is equal to what, 30 by 2 equal to what, 15 joule. So, this much amount of, okay, energy is required to split a big water drop into 64 small water drops of equal radius. Okay, thank you. The fourth question, an object of mass m is projected from origin in a vertical xy plane at an angle 45 degree with the x axis. See, okay, I would like to project a body making an angle 45 degrees with an initial velocity equal to what, v naught. Then what happens, it reaches its maximum height. Okay, right, generally this is asking the this is given the magnitude and direction of the angular momentum of the object with respect to the origin. So, when it reaches its maximum height, so after its projection generally it is reaches its maximum height, from that maximum height it started its return journey, but he is asking at when the object at its maximum height, what is its angular momentum with respect to the origin. Okay, this is asking, you know, given what is given, angle of projection theta is equal to what, 45 degree. Okay, initial velocity u equal to what, we can take v naught, that is given initial velocity equal v naught. Okay, so he is asking angular momentum, what is angular momentum, L is equal to r bar cross p bar, you know, that implies what, r into m into v, isn't it. Here r is with respect to origin, you want to calculate angular momentum at of its maximum height. So r here r is equal to what? H max. That implies L bar is equal to what? H max into mass into velocity at a highest point. You know, after projection, its vertical component of velocity gradually decreases. It becomes 0 at of its maximum height. Even though its vertical component is 0, body having same horizontal component of velocity, it is constant in entire journey. What is that horizontal component of velocity? V is equal to what? V naught cos theta. So here V is equal to what? V naught, that means initial velocity. What is that? V naught into cos theta is equal to what? 45 degree. Therefore H max is equal to what? U square sin square theta by 2g according to projection. But in case of vertically projected body, maximum height attained by the projected body with initial velocity u is equal to what? U square sin square theta by 2g, which is u is equal to what? V naught square into sin 45 sin square 45 by 2g, which is equal to what? V naught into 1 by root 2 whole square by 2g, which is equal to what? V naught by 2 by 2g, which is equal to what? V naught by 4g. This is the height attained by the body, isn't it? Therefore angular momentum L is equal to r. R means what? H is equal to what? V naught by 4g into mass m into V naught into cos 45. What is that? 1 by root 2. Therefore L is equal to V naught square by root 2 into 4g. It may write simply like this way, right? Therefore L is equal to V naught by 4g m into V naught by root 2. This is the magnitude, and he is asking what is the height, what is the direction. At of its maximum height, angular momentum is act towards its center. That means it is acting in negative z axis, isn't it? This is positive z axis, this is what? Negative z axis. Okay, so this is the angular momentum, this is the angular momentum, magnitude, and direction is along negative z axis. Right. The fifth question: a satellite is launched into a circular orbit of radius r around the earth. A second satellite is launched into an orbit of radius 1.03 r. The time period of the revolution of the second satellite is larger than the first one approximately by, to see, a satellite. So suppose this is earth, around this earth a satellite is supposed to be revolve. Its radius equal to what? r1. The time taken for completion of one revolution is called time period. Right, this is first one. A second satellite who is launched into an orbit of radius 1.03 r, that means compared to first one its radius is more. This is the second satellite, which is its radius r2 is equal to 1.03 r, 1.03 r compared to one. So the time taken for completion of revolution is called, this time period is equal to what? T2. So from Kepler's law, how related this time period and radius of the satellite? T square proportional to r cube. That implies T square is equal to some constant into what? R cube. Right. What is asking, the time period of revolution of the second satellite is larger than the first one approximately. How much more time taken by the second satellite for completion of one revolution compared to first satellite, which is at a distance of r from the same earth? So to see, this may be done like this, that means T square proportional to what? R cube. So how related with delta, that means 2 into delta T by T, isn't it? Change in time period, that means it may be right like this here. suppose this is T1. Okay, therefore for first satellite T1 square is equal to k into R1 cube. For second satellite T2 square is equal to k into R2 cube. Compare these two. T2 square by T1 square is equal to k into R2 cube by k into R1 cube. This k is cancelled. That implies T2 square by T1 square is equal to R2 cube by R1 cube. Subtract -1 on both sides, then you get T2 square minus T1 square by T1 square is equal to R2 cube minus R1 cube by R1 cube. It may be written like this: 2 into delta T by T is equal to 3 into delta R by R, isn't it? Therefore 2 into delta T by T is equal to 3 into delta R by R. Percentage, suppose approximately in percentage change it, you may write like this. That implies delta T by T is equal to 3 by 2 into delta R by R into 100. Okay, that implies delta T by T is equal to 3 by 2 into delta R by R. What is the value more than 1.03 minus 1 equal to 0.03 is more only, that's it, 0.03 into 100, isn't it? So delta T by T is equal to what? 9 by 2, 0 0 cancel, 4.5. This is the approximate more time taken, 4.5 times more time taken by the second satellite for completion of one revolution compared to first satellite. Okay, right. The sixth question: a particle is executing simple harmonic motion with time period 2 seconds and amplitude 1 centimeter. If D, capital D and small d are the total distance and displacement covered by the particle in 12.5 seconds, then D by D, capital D by small d is, to see a particle executing what? Simple harmonic motion, to see with respect to this mean position O, the particle, okay, possesses maximum displacement either side. Okay, so what is the displacement? What is the amplitude? Amplitude equal to what? Maximum displacement from mean position. Maximum displacement from mean position. Maximum displacement from mean position is called, what is that? Amplitude. What is it is given? A, that means what? 1 centimeter is given. Amplitude is equal to what? 1 centimeter. Okay, to see what is happening, if D is the distance, D is the distance, small d is the displacement covered by the particle in 12.5 seconds. What is given? Particle covered, that means in 12.5 seconds the number of cycles completed. The number of cycles completed. Why? Because time period is given. What is the time period of this object for completion of one oscillation? 2 seconds. That means start its motion, if suppose O to A, then A to O. So what is the time period? T is equal to what? Suppose start its motion from mean position O, O to A, then A to O, then O to minus A, isn't it? Plus minus OA plus minus A to O, then we can say it complete one oscillation. So for this 0.5 second, 0.5 second, 0.5 second, 0.5 second, then the total time period is equal to what? 2 seconds, isn't it? So number of cycles completed in this given time, what is that? 12.5 by 2, what is that? 6.25. That means this is the 6.25 cycles completed. For every cycle, that means the distance covered, capital D, okay, in this time, okay, you know distance means for every, that means 4 coordinates, O to A to O, O to minus A and minus A to O. So, what is that? 4 into 6.25 plus 1, isn't it? Okay, this is the total distance covered, which is equal to what? 24, that means 25. Okay, 20, that means, sorry, this one 25, this is a 25 meter, suppose distance is centimeter out. So, D is equal to what? Only this much, this amplitude equal to, after completion of 4 oscillations, so displacement equal to 0, but in addition to that 0.25, that means 0.25 means 1 quarter, that means which is equal to what? O to A or A to O. So, which is equal to what? Only 1. Therefore, D by D, that means distance covered in entire 6.2 cycles, it covered 25 centimeter or whatever may be it, okay, is equal to centimeter, which is equal to what? 1 centimeter. Displacement equal to what? Only 1 quarter. So, what is that? It's called D by D equal to what? 25 is the answer for this question. Okay, right. The 7th question, a force F is equal to alpha for plus beta x square acts on an object in the x direction. The work done by the force is 5 joule when the object is displaced by 1 meter. If the constant alpha is equal to 1 Newton, then beta will be, this is asking. To see what is given, this is a variable force, that means the force is changed with respect to position. So, given force F is equal to alpha plus beta into x square, alpha plus beta into x square. Okay. The work done is 5 joule when object is displaced. When this force is acts, causes the body is displaced, which is equal to what? 1 meter. For that, you may take, it is required 5 joules of energy is required, Newton 5 joules of work is required. So, if the constant alpha is equal to 1 Newton, then beta is equal to, you know, work is equal to what? Force into displacement. Here work is equal to what? The here force is what? Variable force. So, that work is equal to, work is integral 0 to 1 F into dx, because displacement is along the positive x direction. Okay, according to the definition of variable force, work is equal to integral of force into displacement. Therefore, work is given, what is it? 5 joule. 5 is equal to integral 0 to 1. This is, that means its journey starts from 0. Okay, in entire journey it covers 1 meter. Okay, that is given, so that it may integrate in between 0 to 1. So, F is equal to what? Alpha plus beta x square into dx. That implies 5 is equal to integral 0 to 1 alpha into dx plus integral 0 to 1 beta x square into dx. Therefore, 5 is equal to alpha into integral 0 to 1 dx plus beta into integral 0 to 1 x square dx. That implies 5 is equal to alpha, alpha value is given, what is that? 1 into upper limit minus lower limit, that means delta x is equal to what? X 0 to 1 plus beta into integral x square dx, x cube by 3, limits are 0 to 1. Okay. Therefore, 5 is equal to 1 into 1 plus beta into 1 by 3, beta into 5 minus 1 equal to what? Beta by 3. 4 equal to beta by 3, that implies beta is equal to what? 12, okay, Newton. That's it. Okay, this is answer for this question. Okay, right. Okay, right. The 8th question, an ideal gas from an initial state to final state. What is that? An ideal gas is doing, that means goes. Okay, goes here, there is a mistake is there. An ideal gas goes from an initial state to final state. During this process, the pressure of the gas increases linearly with the temperature. So, some options are given. From these options we can select which one is correct. Okay, it is a multiple option question. To see, according to question we can discuss about this. An ideal gas goes from initial state to final state. During this process, the pressure of the gas is increases linearly. That means, given that pressure is increases with the temperature linearly. That means what? Volume V is equal to what? Constant. Therefore, P by T is equal to what? Constant. So, with temperature, pressure is increases linearly. So, both are directly proportional to each other. Okay. If volume is constant, according to work definition in thermodynamics, work is equal to what? P into dV. Work is equal to what? P into dV. That implies dV is equal to 0. That implies work done is also equal to 0, isn't it? So, this is the first thing we can observe from this statement. Second one, from first law of thermodynamics, what is that? dq is equal to du plus dw. Here dw is equal to 0, there is no work done. dw is equal to 0, that implies dq is equal to what? du. That means the total supplied heat energy utilized only increase in its internal energy. So, from given options, first one, the work done by the gas during the process is 0. Yes, this is correct. Okay. Next one, the heat added to gas is different from change in its internal energy. Okay. The heat added to the gas is different from change in its internal energy. It is not correct. Why? Because the heat added to the gas is different. No. Heat added to the gas is, okay, only change in its internal energy, but not different. Okay, right. Next, the volume of the gas is increased. It is also not correct. Okay, next one is the internal energy of the gas is increased. Yes, it is correct. Okay, next, E, the process is isochloric. Here volume remains constant, so obviously it is called as a isochloric process. So, from given options, A, D, E is only correct. Okay, that is it. Okay, the ninth question, the temperature of 1 mole of an ideal monoatomic gas is increased by 50 degrees Celsius. Okay, what happened at constant pressure? So, given system is what is it? If pressure is constant, that is called isobaric process. The given system is isobaric process. That means what? Pressure is constant. Pressure is constant. Okay. So, the rise in temperature, what is that? Rise in temperature. What is the delta T is equal to what? 50 degrees Celsius. The number of moles present in that monoatomic ideal gas equal to what? N is equal to 1 mole. Okay. You know one thing, in isobaric process, okay, the amount of heat supplied to the system, the amount of heat, that means Q, supplied to the system is equal to N into Cp into delta T. N into Cp into what? Delta T. Okay. Due to this, some heat is supplied, temperature is changes compared to initial one. How much? 50 degrees Celsius. Similarly, in isobaric process, okay, what is that? The total heat added and change in internal energy. So, in isobaric process, change in internal energy, okay, it is called E2, it is already given. So, in isobaric process, the amount of heat is supplied, which is equal to what? E1. Okay. Similarly, the heat internal energy and the total heat added and change in internal energy is E2. Okay, energy is E2. E2 is equal to N into Cv into delta T. Into what? Cv into delta T. Okay. Then if E1 by E2 is equal to x by 9, therefore what is given? Therefore E1 by E2 is equal to, generally E1 by E2, E1 is equal to how much? N into Cp into delta T by E2 is equal to what? N into Cv into delta T. This n, this is cancelled. That implies E1 by E2 is equal to Cp by Cv, which is equal to what? Gamma. Okay. Here gamma for what is that? Monoatomic gas. For monoatomic ideal gas. Okay, the ratio, what is that? The ratio of specific heats of gas in terms of degree of freedom. For monoatomic ideal gas, gamma, the ratio of specific heats gamma is equal to 1 plus 2 by F, which is equal to, gamma is equal to, but gamma is equal to what? E1 by E2, isn't it? That implies E1 by E2 is equal to 1 plus 2 by F. For monoatomic gas, only translational vibrational modes are contribute the total energy. So that what is that? In translational mode, there are 3 degrees of freedom, x, y and z axis. So 1 plus 2 by 3. But you know, E1 by E2 is given how much? X by 9. Therefore x by 9 is equal to 3 plus 2, 5 by 3. Okay, that implies x is equal to 3 1 ja 3 3 ja 5 3 ja 15, x is equal to what? Here 15. Okay, right. The 10th question, the least count of a screw gauge is 0.01 millimeter. Okay, if the pitch is increased by 75% and the number of divisions on the circular scale is reduced by 50%, the least count, the new least count will be, is asking. Okay, to see the least count, given the least count, okay, of screw gauge is equal to what? 0.01 millimeter. Okay, actually what is the formula of least count? Least count is equal to what? Pitch by pitch, okay, by number of divisions on the circular scale, number of divisions on circular scale. This is the actual formula, that means pitch P by number of divisions on the is nothing but what I say n. Okay, which is given how much? 0.01 millimeter. Now what happen if pitch is increased by 75%? Therefore new least count automatically change, pitch is change, okay, number of divisions also change, the automatically new least count is also change, that is called new least count. So new least count equal to what? Pitch, which is equal to what? P into how much is increased? 75%. That means with respect to initial, that means 0.75 percentage in terms of percentage. What is the value? New pitch is equal to P into 1 plus 0.75 by n into what happened? Okay, the number of divisions in the circular scale is reduced, that means 1 minus 0.5 compared to initial 50% is decreased. So that P n into what? 1 minus 0.5, which is equal to P by n into 1.75 by 0.5, isn't it? So new least count L is equal to P by n, already you notice that 0.01 into 1.75 by 0.5. Okay, 5 1 ja 5 3 ja 15, 5 ja, that means 3.5, that means 0.035 millimeter. Therefore L is equal to 35 into 10 power minus 3 millimeter. So in the given one, in place of this one, how much? 35 is the answer for this question. Okay, right. Okay, the 11th question, a car of mass m moves on a banked road having radius r and banking angle theta. To avoid slipping from banking road, the maximum permissible speed of the car is V0. Okay, the coefficient of friction mu between the wheels of the car and the banked road is what? This is asking to see, which is first you can draw in a diagram, so it is very easy to understand. A car of mass m moving on a banked road, suppose to see this is a banked road, this is called banking angle. On the banking road, a car of mass m is supposed to be moving. Okay, so its weight is always act vertically downward, you know very well. Okay, due to surfaces in contact, what happened? The normal reaction is act vertically upward. This is the direction of normal reaction. Okay, so this weight is resolved into two components. Okay, first of all, you can say the normal reaction is resolved into two components. One is called this is called n. This is theta, this is also equal, so this is adjacent. So this is what I say, this is n cos theta, and this is what, n sin theta. This is what, n sin theta. Due to surfaces in contact, friction is act between the wheels of the car and road, banked road, so that this is the direction of frictional force. This is the direction of frictional force. So this is the friction is also resolved into two components. One is along this. So this is say called angle theta. So this is equal to frictional force F adjacent side. So F cos theta. One is at along this way. This is what, F sin theta. Okay, now you can easily understand, you can draw a free body diagram, it is better to understand. So this is the body. Okay, actually this is the normal reaction direction, this is the normal reaction. Weight is act vertically downward in direction. Okay, this weight component, say mg cos theta, act exact vertically upward. Okay, along this horizontal, what is that, mg sin theta is act, mg sin theta is act. Here to see, this is the direction of friction. Actually why this is the banking angle direction, this is the banking angle, this is a banked road. So frictional force act, that means F is frictional force act along this direction. So this is resolved into two components. One is, this is banking angle, this is also theta, banking angle theta. So this is what is the adjacent side. So this is what, F cos theta. Along this downward direction, what is that, F sin theta. Now by using free body diagram, balances the horizontal forces as well as vertical forces along the vertical direction, along the vertical direction, along the vertical direction. What is that? Mg cos is act vertically upward minus F into sin theta is act vertical downward. These two are balances. Then what happened? Which is balances its weight. Why? Because there is no vertical motion. Okay, so this upward force must be greater than downward. Okay, then it is stick on to the horizontal surface, which is equal to what? Mg. Okay, next one is along the horizontal, along the vertical. Now along the horizontal direction, along the horizontal direction. What you know? Mg sin and F both are act in the same direction. These two forces are provided the necessary centripetal force to avoid slipping on this banked road. So these two are act in the same direction. So that what you can say, Mg sin theta plus F cos theta is equal to m into v naught square by r. This is the safe velocity. With this velocity helps to avoid the slipping. So these two forces provided the necessary centripetal force. This is equation 2. Okay, doing one, solve 1 and 2, solve 1 by 2. What you can say? Mg cos theta minus F mu into n. isn't it? According to laws of friction, friction is directly proportional to normal reaction. So F is equal to what? Mu into N into sine theta is equal to what? Mg. Here I would like to mention Mg is nothing but what is a normal reaction, balances normal reaction. So this is Mg is also write as N, okay, by equation 2. This Mg is also equal to what? N. N into sine theta plus F is equal to what? Mu into N. Mu into N, what is that? Cos theta by M V naught square by R. This M naught is cancelled. Moreover, so now simplify this equation. Therefore, from this one you can take N common, N into cos theta minus mu into sin theta by N into sin theta plus mu into cos theta is equal to what? G into R by V naught square. This N is also cancelled. So now what I can say, this sign is brought into this side, that implies 1 minus mu into sin theta by cos theta. Due to my face it may write like this, that's it. Similarly 1 plus mu into cos by sin, cos brought into this side, that implies what happened? Sin theta by cos theta plus mu is equal to what? G into R by V naught square. Okay, so from this one you can write, that implies 1 minus tan theta, mu into tan theta, mu is there, 1 minus mu into tan theta by tan theta plus mu is equal to what? G into R by V naught square. You want to calculate mu, so doing cross multiplication, so you can write, that implies V naught square minus mu into V naught square tan theta is equal to gr tan theta plus mu into gr. Okay, now what I can say, I want to calculate mu value. So what I can say, V naught is kept here, that implies V naught square minus gr tan theta is equal to mu into gr. This mu naught when go to this side, plus mu into V naught square tan theta. From this one you can take mu becomes common, okay, it is right like this, isn't it? So from this one, therefore mu is equal to this minus V naught square minus gr tan theta by gr plus V naught square tan theta. Okay, this is the required mu value for this question. Okay, all right. The 12th question, a uniform solid cylinder of mass m and radius r rolls along an inclined rough plane of inclination 45 degrees. If it starts to roll from rest from the top of the plane, then the linear acceleration of the cylinder, okay, axis will be, to see, okay, which is pictured like this. This is an inclined plane, rough inclined plane, making an angle what? 45 degrees. On this rough inclined plane is supposed to be a solid cylinder, okay, of mass m and radius is what? R, okay, which is rolls start from the top of this inclination. While it comes to the bottom, what is its acceleration? With what acceleration with which it is rolls down on this inclined rough plane? Okay, this is asking. Okay, you know, when the body is at rest, initially its mass is act vertical downward in direction. Okay, due to surfaces in contact, what happened? Normal reaction is act up vertically upward. Okay, this normal reaction may be resolved into two components. This is balances, what is it? Suppose this weight component, what? Mg cos theta is balances, okay, Mg sin theta is, okay, required, that means Mg sin theta is rolls down the body along this rough inclined plane. Okay, you know, when for a, here to see, Here the solid cylinder is rolls down, that means the solid cylinder rolls down in an inclined plane without slipping. This is the main condition. Okay. Then the linear acceleration of the cylinder with respect to center of mass. So what is that? For a solid cylinder, rolling down, okay, rolling down an inclined plane, okay, what happened? Without slipping. The linear acceleration with center of mass, we have a direct formula. Actually this is derivation is already done in your theory concepts. So A is equal to what? G sin theta by 1 plus k square by r square. Okay, otherwise it may write like this: A is equal to G sin theta by 1 plus I by m into r square. I is equal to I by what? M by r square. Here to see k is the radius of gyration, you know very well. I is the moment of inertia. When you know I is equal to what? Moment of inertia, okay, of a cylinder about axis is equal to what? 1 by m r square. So therefore we can write k square by r square is equal to what? 1 by 2. Okay, otherwise you may replace 1 by 2 m r square by m r square. M r square makes us cancel, 1 by 2 is remaining. Therefore A is equal to G sin theta by 1 plus 1 by 2. That implies A is equal to G sin theta by 3 by 2. That implies what? 2G sin theta by 3. Here what is the angle of inclination? 45 degrees, which is equal to what? 2G into sin 45 by 3, which is equal to what? 2G into 1 by root 2 by 3. That means 2G by root 2 3 or 3 root 2. It may be further modified. What is that? 2 is right as root 2 into root 2, 1 root 2 is cancelled. Therefore A is equal to what? Root 2G by 3. Okay, this is the answer for this question. Okay, right.